Hi everyone, thanks for joining us for Real Life Talks. This is a forum for GenIs. They are a generation that is born here and to parents from a different birth country. I am your host, Kalbinder Saran Caldwell. I'm a certified life coach, and I have clients that I've been working with to work through some different issues of life and love and cultural confusion. We will talk about some of those issues today. Here on Real Life Talks, we deal with issues that you are all experiencing. We are here for you to so that you can ask your questions, pose your concerns to us, a non-judgmental panel, which has dealt with some of the issues that you are definitely going through today. Let's introduce you to today's panel. Here is Auntie Darshini Maharaj. So thanks for joining us.
I'm sorry, I came to Canada in 1977 and I've been here from South Africa. I came from South Africa and I've been here and I've been working for all this time. And I've just retired. And so I hopefully I could contribute to this panel.
And you definitely will. The background that you have, the perspectives that you have, raising your daughter here, all of those are the types of experience and perspectives that our viewers definitely want to hear from you about, because that gives them an opportunity to learn from you and for them to understand how they themselves can grow from their experiences as well. So thank you very much for coming.
Great.
Yes. And Rabia?
So my name is Rabia Din, and I was born and raised here, definitely a GenI, as Kulbinder puts it. And so I've grown up here, and I've been kind of struggling my whole life to balance my Pakistani side and my Canadian side. But, in university, I found that very fine balance, and I'm very happy with, and very proud of both parts of my life. Yes. And now I've got 3 children, and I'm trying to make sure that my children also find that fine balance and are able to love both parts of their identities equally. I've spent the last 10 years working in settlement sector, and so I'm also helping other newcomers coming to Canada hold on to both identities, what they've come with and what they want to become in Canada. So hoping I can contribute in some way.
Wonderful, thank you. And Rashan?
Hi, so I'm Roshan and I'm a marketing consultant right now, and I have the opportunity to work with Kulbinder right here. Mm-hmm. So I came to Canada actually only 5 years ago, and with my husband and my family. And I have family who has been living here for decades, and I have seen the struggle with identity crisis, as Rabia put it, and some of the issues and challenges that community faces in here. So I hope I'll be able to give my 2 cents today in the show, and yeah, great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Right, thank you. And there is that cultural confusion, that it happens quite a bit. So,
Sorry, and I think the world we live in, we are actually all going through a cultural confusion because it's such a global world, right? Yes. Because we have so many diversity, so many cultures blended together in so many different countries. So we'll probably talk more about that later in the show as well.
Absolutely. And what we do is we glean our topics from letters that I receive as Dear Didi. So today our question is about education. My parents are not willing to accept that my sister needs help. My sister has always struggled at school. She found it difficult to do well in the learn by rote and regurgitate system we had in India and was labeled an underperformer. We moved to Canada recently, and while she's doing a little bit better here, I think that there's a problem my family is unwilling to face. I read an article on dyslexia, and I'm convinced my sister is dyslexic. Her teacher is also suggesting getting her tested for learning disabilities, but my parents won't hear of it. They believe it will bring shame upon the family. I want to help my sister. Any suggestions? So, Auntie, do you want to start?
Very, very definitely you need to get help and to get that, for her to be tested for learning disabilities, because it may not be a big thing. It may not be a big thing at all, but just the recognition of it
Right.
would be wonderful for your sister, if nothing else, right?
Yes.
And it's very important that that she be helped in that way. Now, I'm not sure how you can get your parents to agree with this, but the good thing is that you have the teachers
Right.
who are
Yeah.
wanting to do this. So
Yes.
maybe as long as something is done,
Right.
and there's something very concrete that you can go with. But absolutely, I would agree to have something, to have the testing being done. And it, as I'm saying again, it may not be something big. It may
Right.
be something very small that needs to be done.
And
For
that
her to
can be
recognize.
supported too, right? Like here in Canada, we do have a lot of programs that are designed to help children with learning disabilities. So why not be able to take advantage of that?
Yes.
And really, it's nobody's business about what kind of testing that your child is doing,
Right.
you know, what kind of support that they're getting from the school system. It's a very contained sort of environment. So that might be able to help the parents understand that it's not something that needs to be shared, and they don't
Right.
have to share it
Right.
with anybody else, but they will definitely be able to support their child that needs the help that that they're looking for. So
Absolutely.
what about you, Rabia?
But I think even just with what you said, within it itself, there's so much concern. Like the fact that you have to hide it, to me, also, and I understand what you mean, because that's what happens these days. But the fact that at any moment, if your child is a little bit different in anything that they do, suddenly it's wrong or bad or taboo, and people are going to talk. And I think that's the problem. I think that all children go through different things, whether it's a learning disability or just social interaction. Some people are really bad at sports, and some people. All kids are really different, and I think that as a community, we need to understand that sometimes kids just need a little extra support, and there's nothing that we should be ashamed of because of that. And I think that, and I've seen this in so many families, that it's like it's this big secret, and you if you're living in a family with your in-laws, for example, you have to make sure they're not in the house when you're having that assessment done.
Right.
Or God forbid your sisters find out, or your sister-in-laws find out, or anybody. And the fact that you have to go through all of these different hurdles to get an assessment for your child in itself, to me, is like, get over it, guys.
Yeah.
Like, we are here, we
Yes.
have the supports, we need to take
Very
advantage.
Yeah.
And even, I mean, on my times in visiting Pakistan, where you mentioned the education is very like strict. You go and you memorize and you do a test and you're done.
Yeah.
And to see some of these kids struggling with very obvious problems, and
Right.
parents not understanding where it becomes physical, and they're starting to get like, they hit on the hand and stuff, when really it's just a matter of getting them a little extra support.
Yeah.
And I think at least here we have the opportunity to take advantage of it, and get those supports that we need, and not see it as a taboo, or not see it as a negative, but as a way of supporting your children.
And really, isn't that the beauty of what
Absolutely.
this
Yeah.
country
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then growing as individuals is all about? And you're right. As a community, we need to talk about these issues and say that there shouldn't be anything wrong with talking about it, getting the support. And like you said, everybody needs support in different ways.
Yes.
Like some people just get confused or get distracted very easily, So it's nice for them to be able to structure. Like structure works for one individual, whereas it may not necessarily work for others, because they're constantly fighting against it. But we need to talk openly about it, and then share different techniques as well and tips, because sometimes you may have a child that's dyslexic or that there's having some other learning disabilities, and you found a great way for them to be able to deal with it. And so why not share
that.
with one another and, support the community, as opposed to, oh my God, I can't talk about it and it's taboo and stuff. It's so much nicer to be part of something as opposed to be excluded from.
And can I just add quickly?
Yeah.
From my experience, I've known that people somehow have this notion that being dyslexic is such a big word,
Yeah.
and that there's something wrong.
Yeah.
But it's not wrong. You know, it's
the
just
way in which you learn.
it's just
Yeah.
the way you learn. So.
Yeah.
And in fact, dyslexic people are known to be very, very smart and bright
Mm-hmm.
and good. And so it's really not a bad thing.
No.
You know, it's just how you learn.
Absolutely.
Because this word sometimes is very confusing. You know?
Exactly.
And the notion, I mean, the idea that you get a name and then it's like a bad name, you know,
Yes.
when it's not.
No.
Because you can actually be quite gifted, really, you know, in being dyslexic.
And it's really working through it all. It's you know, something that this individual has to work through, just like everybody else has had to
Yes.
deal with them.
Something.
And you, Roshan?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank the brother. I mean, the sister is really lucky to have a sibling
Yes.
who actually supports her that way.
Yeah.
So I think our culture, like South Asian culture, is a little hierarchical. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, we
So,
get you.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even in workplace or in family, like parents generally try to keep a distance from their children. So that's why sometimes our communication is not as open as that could be. So the other thing I want to point out is sometimes when we're in an intimate relationship in a family, we think that if we tell something, if we tell our parents something, they will immediately believe it. But that's just not how human psychology works sometimes. So you probably have to make a case for it, you know. So
Right.
look at the research, like Auntie pointed out, there are so many successful people
Yes.
who had dyslexia. So try to point
right.
that out to your parents
Yes.
and finally, just remember why your parents or your family moved here. They probably moved here because they wanted to give a better future to you and your sister. And we live in a society where there are support for dyslexic people, or you know, for those learning people who need special learning support. So definitely take advantage of that resources, and maybe if you make a case like that to your parents, definitely that will help out. So
Absolutely.
that would be
And you know what? It is lovely for this individual to have a sibling that cares so much.
exactly.
Like there is so
Absolutely.
many individuals that they're just so concerned about themselves, and this is my goals, this is what I want to do and everything. So you're right. I mean, it's fantastic that this sibling has the support and is willing to have those tough conversations with the parents to build that case for them so that they can get the support and stuff. And really, that's what family is all about.
Exactly,
And that's
yeah.
what community is all about and
Yes.
stuff. So thank you. Those are great, suggestions that she'll be able to use. Our next segment is Dear Didi Recommends, which we spotlight our women entrepreneurs, which is Russian tonight. So these entrepreneurs support the community, they believe in the community, and we want to support them back by learning from them and purchasing their products and services, and really being part of this wonderful, positive, strong community together. So just wanted to spotlight you, and if you can tell our viewers a little bit about what you do and how we can be working with you.
Okay, thank you again, Kulbinder, for having me here today. So I actually work as a marketing consultant. I started my firm 4 months ago. So I came to Canada to do my MBA. So before that, I used to work in marketing for multinationals, and after I did my master's, I felt like I really want to work with people who are really passionate about their projects, who are passionate about their own businesses, right? When you work for a large organization, sometimes it's lost. That passion is lost
Yes.
somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'm working with 3 female entrepreneurs right now.
Yeah.
Actually, it's amazing.
That's great.
And and I work in different sectors of marketing, brand management, in customer development, etc. And I've been working with Kulbinder for 2 months now.
More than that.
2-3 months now, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been absolutely fun and exciting. And
I paid her to say that.
Yeah. You don't pay me that much.
Nice.
Yeah, so it has been fun, and it's definitely a little challenging, like any female entrepreneur will appreciate. But at the same time, it's very rewarding as well. And let's see where it takes me.
Yeah. Well, it's been fantastic working with you as well. And Roshan has been our community manager. So she manages our Twitter and Instagram. I was never even on Instagram before I met her. And our Facebook. We're definitely doing a Facebook party. So hopefully watch out for those where we spotlight all of our Dear Didi recommends. So if you're looking for somebody smart, passionate, and very wonderful to work with, definitely look up Roshan as well. So thank you very much for all of your insights and perspectives and experiences, and thank you for watching Real Life Talks. And if you like what you see, please share, tell everybody to watch us on our website, reallifetalks.com, on our Facebook page, like us, and follow us. And until next time, speak up and listen.